My name again is Kirk Fauver. I'm with Federal Highway Administration. I've been with Federal Highway for 36 years, in the state of Texas for 23. I've been primarily working on highway planning and MPO planning, statewide planning, and research. I've worked with Cameron Walker for a number of years with the Permian Basin MPO and gone through several iterations of certification reviews with MPO and looking at safety and how they're addressing it within their planning process. I'm thankful to the Permian Road Safety Coalition today for having me, inviting me. Ed Burgos, our safety engineer, couldn't make it today, so I'm going to fill in for Ed. But appreciate everything that you do in this area, and I think we're all on the same page that if we get to Road Zero, Vision Zero, which is what the US DOT would like to contemplate, we can't get there soon enough. And as Mike alluded to, the safety improvements in the Odessa district are going in the right direction. So in terms of fatalities and injuries and things like that. But we still have a lot of work to do because 1 out of every 4 Texas traffic deaths occur within the energy sector regions, according to TxDOT last week. TxDOT reports that the oil and gas regions in Texas, due to the truck traffic and the number of crashes between trucks and pedestrians, or trucks and single occupant vehicles, account for 25% of all the traffic fatalities within the state of Texas. These are due to large trucks and heavy tankers where movement of these oil and gas products are common. The challenges in this area are proving to be both challenging and dangerous for drivers in terms of improving truck movements and geometrics of the transportation system in terms of operations and management of the system, improving all the safety countermeasures that we can do on the engineering side. But it still takes quite a lot of work on the education side, on the enforcement side, everybody working together towards a common goal of Vision Zero. When motors share the road with large trucks, they may encounter limited visibility and wear and tear on road surfaces, and it requires extra diligence to navigate around these road hazards. TxDOT launched its Be Safe, Drive Smart campaign a few weeks ago, which urges motorists to stay alert and drive at safe speeds within the state's oil and gas regions. In 2023, there has been more than 80,000 traffic deaths or crashes occurring in the 5 main energy sectors, including the Permian Basin, the Eagle Ford Shale, Barnett Shale, and others. It's resulted in 1,081 fatalities within these regions and 3,578 serious injuries just last year, according to TxDOT. My presentation today will be looking at the integration of safety into the planning process, particularly the metropolitan and statewide planning process, which is I'm familiar with, and I'd like to go ahead and start. Do I click? Okay. There's my title. Okay, why is the safety so important to the US DOT and Federal Highway? Safety is a top priority of our agencies. Federal Highway has noticed that one of the highest traffic fatality rates in the United States is in the industrialized world, double the rate of Canada and quadruple that of Europe. Almost 95% of the U.S. transportation deaths occur on our streets, roads, and highways. Half these deaths are in rural areas, and they've been on a rise over the past few years, except for the Odessa district, of course. But all federal highway programs are ultimately focused on reducing traffic deaths and serious injuries on the public roadways of America. Why safety is a top priority? For 30 years, since 1975, and I think since November of 2000, we've had a death every single day in the state of Texas. In 2020, roadway fatalities increased by 7.2% from the previous year. Fatalities among pedestrians and bicyclists have been increasing as these modes are growing, and overall fatalities are of all road users. Traffic crashes are a leading cause of death for teenagers, people that are driving while they're not paying attention, they're using their phone, they're driving while intoxicated or on drugs, and a lot of these impact people that are minorities, Black, American Indian, and Pacific Islanders themselves. As I mentioned, safety is a top priority. We're developing programs and projects to save lives and protect users, and trying to implement countermeasures, including life-saving programs and infrastructure safety solutions. Federal Highway's goal is to reduce transportation-related fatalities and serious injuries across the entire transportation system, and we're in fully support of the Vision Zero Death program, vision of zero deaths and serious injuries on our nation's roads. The National Roadway Safety Strategy is something that we put out as part of the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, or BILL Act, and as the first step in working towards the long-term goal of zero roadway fatalities, we released the National Roadway Safety Strategy in January 2022, about a year after the passage of the IIJA, or BILL Act. The NRSS adopts a safe street approach and outlines key actions to significantly reduce serious injuries and deaths on America's roadways and streets. We're committed to supporting the NRSS, and we will collaborate with others, including the MPOs, city, counties, local public agencies, and other stakeholders, including those in the private sector, to implement the NRSS key actions. To support this vision of the NRSS, there's an outlined strategic plan that looks at comprehensive approaches to significantly reduce deaths and serious injuries to zero on our nation's roadways over the next 20, 25 years. Working with our stakeholders and working across FHWA programs, we're going to use an interdisciplinary approach involving the freight sector to improve safety and embrace the goal of visions of zero deaths and serious injuries on America's roadways. The NRSS adopted the safe system approach, and I'm sure you've heard of this one before because it's founded on the principles that humans make more of the mistakes on the roads, and human bodies have limited capacity to tolerate major impacts, especially those with trucks. Federal Highway continues to work closely with our partners to advance safety, innovation, and safe system approach. We're looking at performance-driven safety management through our Transportation Performance Measure program with the MPO and the state DOT, TxDOT, and we advocate for the development of innovative safety countermeasures across the board, across the state of Texas. Working together, we can strive towards zero, and that is our only acceptable number. The odds of us even being born in this country are about 1 in 400 quadrillion. So the odds of you being here today to be with us at seeing this presentation is 1 over 400 followed by 15 zeros. So that's the value of life, I think. I don't know if you realize how important each life is, but 1 out of 400 quadrillion is quite a small number. The odds of you being here is actually 0 if you look at the number of zeros past the decimal point. So I'm thankful that everybody born today, we can protect, we can serve, and we can modify our transportation system to protect that one life, because life is important. It's a gift. The safe system approach looks at post-collision response, safe people, safe vehicles, safe roads, and safe speeds. The Vision Zero program acknowledges that even one death, one loss of life on our transportation system is unacceptable. The idea was first adopted in Sweden in 1997 as Vision Zero, and has spread across the world. There are several states or several cities within the state of Texas that have adopted Vision Zero policies, including the major cities of Austin, San Antonio, I believe Laredo, the city of Laredo is adopted, El Paso, and Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston. So that's one thing that we'd like to see across the state. Every city and every county should adopt a Vision Zero policy, and that way we're on the same platform, same page. Reaching zero deaths requires implementation of a safe system approach. That means that humans can make mistakes, they can be distracted while driving, and that our bodies have limited ability to tolerate major crash impacts, particularly with trucks. In a safe system approach, these mistakes should never lead to death. Applying the safe system approach involves anticipating human mistakes by building an infrastructure where the chance of dying is low, the infrastructure protects the human driver, and when a mistake leads to a crash, the impact on the human body doesn't result in a fatality or serious injury. So the 6 principles that form the basis of the safe system approach are: humans make mistakes, humans are vulnerable, responsibility is shared among all the stakeholders, safety is a proactive agent, and redundancy is crucial. Deaths and serious injuries are unacceptable. So 0 is our goal, safe system is how we get there. The safe system approach also means making a commitment to 0 traffic deaths, which means all aspects of safety through the following 5 elements added together create a holistic approach to improve safety. It's a layer of protection for all road users. Safe road users, safe vehicles, safe speeds, safe roads, and post-crash care are some of the elements that we look at. The safe system approach requires supporting safety culture. It places safety first and foremost in our vision, our mission, our goals. To achieve our Vision 0 effort, everyone must accept that fatalities and serious injuries are unacceptable and preventable. The definition of safety planning is tied to the Metropolitan Planning Regulations, and I won't go into all these, but it basically looks at the primary goal of planning is to save lives on the multimodal transportation systems. The federal regulations, the Code of Federal Relations, which we abide by and that we certify the MPO with, looks at how the MPO shall integrate the metropolitan planning process with highway safety improvement programs, the state highway safety program, the public transportation safety plan, and other safety, security planning and review processes and plans. We look at that in terms of the transportation performance measures we review as part of each TIP, Transportation Improvement Program, each Metropolitan Transportation Plan that Cameron produces within the Permian Basin. The transportation performance measures that we're looking at now for PM1, which is our highest priority, is highway safety. And under 23 CFR 490, we require 5 performance measures for carrying out the Highway Safety Improvement Program, each based on a 5-year rolling average. And this is how we track performance across the board, both transit and highway, as part of our certification review process, as part of our 3C continuing comprehensive coordination of our planning process with the state and the MPOs. And these are our metrics that we measure by. The 100 million VMT we heard about in the Odessa district, so that's a metric that we mentioned earlier. So integrating the safety component into the transportation planning process is what we're after. We're looking at addressing this fast-act metropolitan planning factor, increasing the the safety of the transportation system. We're looking at the metropolitan planning process being consistent with a strategic highway safety plan developed by the state DOT or TxDOT, and including transit safety and security planning processes and programs. The questions that we have for the MPO, Metropolitan Planning Organization in Permian Basin, includes how have you addressed these performance-based plans within your transportation improvement plan, within your Metropolitan Transportation Plan, the long-range plan. And we're looking for integration of the state's Highway Safety Improvement Program, which includes funding for programs and projects that save lives, and State DOT's Highway Strategic Safety Plan, which includes strategies and implements safety measures, countermeasures that can save lives and reduce fatalities and injuries. What does the system service performance report communicate about the past condition? So there's a monitoring and evaluation process associated with the PM1 Performance Measure 1 safety target within each area. So questions for discussion: how is the safety planning factor considered in your MPO? How does the Transportation Management Agency's process relate to the state of Texas Highway Safety Plan? Describing the MPO's collaborative process for developing safety goals and objectives. How will the state DOT, the transit, and the MPO coordinate safety performance data for metrics and showing trends upward or downward within your region? Does your MTP, your long-range plan, include a system performance report? That's one thing we'll be looking at in terms of Cameron's 2050 Metropolitan Transportation Plan as he adopts it soon, I believe in next month on the 18th. For additional information, there's some links here. If you get a copy of my PowerPoint slides, there's all these blue texts are links to other references and guidance materials. There's videos, there's the Safe System Approach, and there's other resources on the Federal Highway website and YouTube on the Safe System Approach. This is my contact information for future information, any additional information that you might need. My phone number is listed. It goes to my cell phone. You can call that number at any time. Hopefully not 24/7, but maybe Monday through Friday between 9 and 5:30. That'd be great. And there's my email address for you. And if you need any additional information, please feel free to contact me or Ed Burgos of our Federal Highway Texas Division. We're always here to offer support. You're our customers, and we're here to serve you. Thank you very much.